So here I have the base glaze mixed up dry materials, 1,000 grams of Amy's Easy Clear. So what I'm going to do here is very carefully transfer this into this bucket. First, let's add some water. So I'm going to put that down. So
you want to add the dry to the wet.
Yeah, we're going to add dry to wet, exactly. So that was 64 ounces of water. We're going to put in...
At least 32.
Let's put in, okay. No, because this is only 48 ounces. So I'd rather start with 24. So we'll go down to... Okay. So we start with 64. Let's start with 32. It's just nice and high.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. Okay, so starting with 32 ounces of water.
Yeah, so we're at least mixing it into something.
And then, do we have a lid for this?
For which one?
For this?
This bucket? Yeah, there's one.
Let's just go ahead and do it. But I'm going to get
Minimize dust.
Yeah, I want to minimize the dust. So I'm going to go down on the edge of the bucket. Woo! It's okay, it's okay.
He's got it.
I just want to get it all in there.
Get it in there.
So if this got into the water, yeah, just get all the stuff out of there.
Not too bad.
Okay, great. Let's see, what will this do? Okay, so just make sure there's not a bunch of crud on my whisk. And then you got a good view here. Okay, it's good I didn't add more water because this looks like it's more than enough.
Yep.
Yeah, see how that was kind of too much water in a way.
Already?
Yeah.
It looks like it's too much already.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I mean, it's on the thin side now. See how okay, so this is how I test about is a glaze the right consistency. Is I'm gonna spin it, and then it should go around a little bit and then stop. By now it should have stopped. So it's still going. So there's too much water. Part of that could be that there's like still pieces in here. And it's okay because ideally you do let the glaze sit overnight and then we can let it evaporate off. So let's go ahead and sieve it. And you don't have to sieve it with a fine mesh. Some people don't even sieve at all. So let's go ahead and mix it.
All right, so now we're sieving.
Yeah, are you ready?
We're ready, baby.
Okay. I think that this is the glaze that has the elastinite in it. And I think I said it before, the elastinite is hard to sieve. So,
it's kind of coarse.
Yeah. So I'm just going to brush it all out through here. And then this might actually thicken it up enough. Because
right.
A lot of it had settled. Yeah, a lot of it had settled.
So the sieving helps it like break it down into finer
more uniform
pieces. But this is a fairly coarse sieve, so it's good enough for now.
Yeah, it's good for now. You might need a little sponge or something to get the rest of that out. Oh, you want to hold that while I do it?
I was gonna do that, but then.
Okay. All right, we're getting scientific around here, people.
What about all this good stuff?
Yeah, we can see if we can get a little bit more of that stuff.
Yeah, that's a lot of good stuff.
It's not that much. Usually I just like sacrifice this kind of thing.
No, but it could be like the one ingredient that sinks and doesn't. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, it doesn't matter.
I'm telling you.
I'm telling you. Okay, so the next thing is to get the glaze off the bottom of this. So we want to get all that stuff. So
we want to get all that stuff.
So I'm going to go like this and scrape it along the bottom.
Off that stuff.
Yeah, to get all that stuff off, which often there's quite a bit. Okay, so we can leave this in here for now.
Yeah, we'll probably use it again.
And let's mix this up and see how it looks. Very nice. And let's see if it stops.
It's pretty thin.
Keeps going. Yeah, keeps going. So I think what we should do is
1,
2, 3, 4, and we need one more, 5. Okay. And I think we should label these first. Hi everyone. So here's what we're doing. We've got 1,000 grams now wet mixed of Amy's Easy Clear, and I've got 5 containers all lined up, ready to spread it out over the 5.
Labeled.
So I'm calling it AEC for Amy's Easy Clear, and the first one's just going to be the base, 200 grams of the base. The second one, I have a little notation, A. That means I'm going to be testing my clear with some cobalt in this one. Here's my clear, adding some copper. B is copper. C is iron. And we're skipping rutile and going straight to chrome, E for chrome. And we'll add rutile later. So that's how I have it
These
set
are the
up.
colorants, kind of?
Yes, exactly. And we're going to see how it comes out with different colorants. And then what we can do from there is mix any of these back with the base to get half of that percent. So by mixing 1-to-1 back with the original base. So that's what we're going to be doing here to get a wide variety of that. Another thing we can do, of course, is mix A with B, A with C, A with E, B with C, B with E, and C with E. So we'll be doing all of that, and we'll have to line up our test tiles and figure it all out and label everything, and it's going to be wild fun. Hi everyone, so here we are. We have mixed up our base. We separated it into 5 different batches.
Roughly 200 grams each.
One is going to stay the base. Yeah, 200 grams each. One's going to stay the base, and we're going to be adding our oxides individually to each of these. So A is going to stand for cobalt, and we are going to add 2% cobalt carbonate. Sorry. B is going to stand for copper, and we're going to add 4% copper carbonate to this one. C is going to stand for iron, and we're going to add 6% of iron to that.
Wow.
What?
6%.
And E is chrome, and we're going to add 1% of that. So the reason I'm not just doing 4% of everything is that in your actual glazes, you don't want to be using too much too much cobalt carbonate. It's just too expensive. So we're going to stick with 2 as a limit, 2% in any glaze. You can go up a little higher with copper to get a really rich copper. Iron, sometimes you need a little bit more and it's a little bit less expensive. And chrome, you don't need very much. So I just kind of arbitrarily chose the percentages.
With intuition.
With my intuition and my experience. And then if we want, based on these tests, to go to the next step with one of them or feel like we might need a little bit more, we could always do that. So what we're going to do now is measure out 4% of 200 grams.
8.
Is going to be, yes, if it was 100 grams, it would be 4 grams of copper carbonate, right, at 2%. So it's going to be 8 grams. I'm going to have to write these down and I'll show you the math. I won't do it all in my head and tell you all of it, but basically we have to remember these are not 100 gram batches, but 200 gram batches. So whatever number we come up with as 1% or 2%, we have to double it for our 200 gram batches. Hey everyone, so what I just did before I'm going to do my oxides is set up my test tiles. And we're going to use 4 test tiles per each test. You don't have to do that. You could do 2 for different parts of your kiln if you want. We just have 4 because we've got a complicated system. So maybe 2 per test. Top and bottom of the kiln, or middle and top, or whatever you want. So I labeled the test tiles the way that both the glaze is mixed, AEC, just the base, and then I put where I'm going to put this in. This is N for we're putting it in Nima's kiln. Or this one is AECM in the middle of my kiln, the base. So here's one, this is AECC, and that's the one that's going to have iron in it. This one says AECCT, the top. So I'm going to know by looking at this, this is 6% iron in my base fired on the top of my kiln. So you want to have all the information about the glaze that's on it, and also if you're planning on putting it somewhere specific in your kiln, put that on the test tile. And to mark it, you can either use iron oxide that is mixed up with a tiny bit of water and some Nepheline cyanide to make it flow. Or you can use a Prismacolor pencil that's either sepia or burnt umber or one of those deep browns.